The Prancing horses and Red Bull are in a fierce battle for the 2022 championship titles by bringing a lot of upgrades to their challengers in each race to remain more competitive than their rivals. Winning a championship in Formula One is not something only about building the highest performing engine on the grid. It is just one factor among hundreds of other things. Designing and developing a Formula One car is a very delicate process, as small asymmetry in a body component may cost a championship. The Red Bulls are very keen on bringing many upgrades to their car from the beginning, as they are suffering from some technical and aerodynamic issues in their RB18. Ferrari brings the upgrades, but they remain calm compared to its rivals. According to the latest reports, Red Bull Racing has spent more than two-thirds of the development budget just after 5 races of the season, which leads to criticism from the Ferrari team principal Mattia Binotto. He stated that the Red Bull Racing could not continue to update the car in this way, as it is against the budget cap. It's true that Red Bull improved their car, he said. Since the very start of the season, they introduced upgrades, and today, if I look at the last 2 races, maybe they got a couple of tenths per lap faster to us. I hope, because there is as well a budget cap, that at some stage Red Bull will stop development. Otherwise, I will not understand how they can do that. In the context of further questioning about the relative form of the two teams, he added, "If there is a concern, it's how much they are developing considering the budget cap. That's certainly a concern we have got. But more than a concern, as I said, maybe it is a hope, because at some stage they will need to stop," he added further. These comments from the Ferrari team boss seem to be the sparks of a huge fire that is going to heat up the whole paddock when it comes to the end of the 2022 season. Now a wide discussion has been built upon the correct evaluation of the development brought to their cars. This whole procedure is under the head of financial regulations of FIA, Federico Lodi, who served as the financial director of Toro Rosso for a 3-year period before getting a promotion to the governing body. So he has enough knowledge about the financial aspects of the teams from the inside and about the tricks used to expand their budgets. This wealth of experience will help to create fair play for all by providing equal budgets for larger teams like Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes, and much smaller teams like Williams and Haas. In this massive task of enforcing financial rules and regulations, Lodi got support from former F1 financial boss Nigel Kerr, who had tons of experience through working with teams like Honda, Braun, and Mercedes. Development means adding new technology to the car. Then, financial knowledge was not enough to create those regulations, but the active participation of the parties who are responsible for technical aspects of Formula One was important too. The technical bosses of FIA and F1, Nicolas Tombazis and Pat Simmons, participated actively in the introduction of the financial regulations. With the introduction of these cost cap regulations, the consequences of breaching the financial regulations will be severe. Federico Lodi said, "It's clear that, for the development of the regulation, we have worked very, very closely with F1. And it's clear that there are several connections and overlaps with the technical regs. So obviously, Nick and Pat are also part of the discussions, especially when we have to deal with technical matters, so the treatment of components, power units, and so on." On the other hand, when we talk about exclusion of costs like marketing, HR, legal, it's just me and Nigel. On top of that, we have been assisted for the whole process by Deloitte UK. They have been with us since the beginning, and they have fair experience in sporting regulation. They were the one that designed the financial fair play for UEFA. Haas team principal Gunther Steiner has found that top teams have around $10 million for their updates. There's no limitation on the number of developments that a team can bring, but it should be within the limit of $140 million that allowed for all operations like the development of cars, damage repairs, travel, freight, etc. Still, it is unclear how Red Bull brought such a huge development within a very short time period by adjusting to the annual budget cap limit. According to the latest rumors, Red Bull has already spent around 75% of the $10 million. Mercedes' development budget may be more than $10 million, as they are carrying out an extensive development to solve their porpoising issue. Now, the discussion is ongoing about the adjustment to the budget cap to fit with the inflation rates. This is most probably a small trick by top teams to extend their budgets to introduce more upgrades to their cars. Even though financial regulation changes are introduced to create fair play, there are some doubts regarding the interpretation and strict enforcement of them. Ferrari's F175 still looks as same as it was during the preseason testing, because it is the top team that introduces the least number of upgrades to their cars. So they are very cautious about the upgrades of other teams like Red Bull, as they make a huge disadvantage on them, closing the performance gap gradually. According to the latest reports, Ferrari has observed each team very closely, and now they're going to hand over a report to the FIA, which includes the information on the expenditure of each team at the end of the first 5 races of the 2022 season. Expressing his view on the enforcement of regulations by the Ferrari team principal, Mattia Binotto said, "I think at the end, it's important that FIA put really the maximum effort into trying to understand the different assets of the different companies and teams, how they spend the money, how they justify the way they're spending it." Actually, the above statement is especially targeting the complicated company structure of the Red Bull. The Milton Keynes-based team overtook the Honda engine program at the end of the 2021 season due to the withdrawal of Japanese engine manufacturers from Formula One. Now, Red Bull Racing and Red Bull powertrains operate parallel to each other, but supplying engines to their sister team AlphaTauri also. All these arrangements make it difficult to calculate the development budget for Red Bull Racing, hiding some of the development costs behind the complexity of the company structure. Anyhow, FIA is tactical in formulating the rules and regulations in a way that is easy to dig deep into each team's business structures. Then, it is not an easy thing to escape from the thin spaces of regulations for teams like Red Bull Racing, which runs 2 parallel businesses, like Red Bull Racing and Red Bull Technology, or teams like Haas that buy many parts from Ferrari. Even though Ferrari criticized the Red Bull development program hugely, financial reports of Red Bull Racing reported that they have spent only $6 million of their estimated $36 million development budget. This is actually 3 times more than the development budget estimated by Gunther Steiner. At the same time, Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko's retort came in the form of an observation related to the Carlos Sainz crashes that he said can't be cheap, as Ferrari is trying to keep a low repair cost on the development budgets. Ferrari and Red Bull rivalry was a common scenery in Formula One in the final years of the V8 era, where Vettel and Alonso fought for the drivers' titles. But it became neutral during the turbo hybrid era due to the uncompetitive cars from both sides. Red Bull broke the silence last year by winning the driver's title last year, and now Ferrari appears to be the fastest team in the grid from the beginning of the 2022 season. These little sparks between Ferrari and Red Bull will surely ruin the relationship between them at the end of the 2022 season. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos, and I'll see you in the next video.